In any software development lifecycle, communication is the first part. We gather the requirement. Then we do the planning, all the plans, because we have to complete the project in time, in cost. All these plans we make, project plan, etc. So this is planning. Then comes the very important part, which will be the base of actual construction, which is modeling. So modeling, this is the first step of actual software making, actual coding, actual testing. So why do we create a model? Because, so I'll give an example. For example, I have to tell you about, say, a house or a plane. The kids are given project. Okay, you make the model. So kid would make a model and they'll go to the school. So this model we know are the smaller version which can be shown to understand the bigger version. So if you have to make a plane, you don't start making plane. You have to make a proper plan or model. You have to model it. And this model is just smaller in scale. And then other people will see, like the specialists, the technologists, other people who are involved. Then they have the better understanding. If there is any problem, they'll tell you. You can change the model like this, so that when the model is finalized, then in reality the plane can be made. So when the entity here we are trying to build is a software, we need to have a model. That is all the information that the software is going to do. The software in a model or a model, then what is the architecture, what is the feature, what are the behaviors of a certain event. So a software model is all about representing what the software is going to do architecturally, the function, feature and behavior. In software engineering, there are two classes of models we can define. The first one is called a requirements model. We also call it as analysis model. The second one is called design model. So the requirement model or analysis model, here we are depicting or trying to show the customer requirement, the user requirement, what the user want. And this in three, say, perspective or view, or you can say different domains we talk. In the requirement model, what is the information domain? What is the function domain? What is the behavioral domain? The information is all about data. Then what are the data? What are the interfacing? What are the way the information is going to flow? Then the function domain, functional. What are the actual functionality features user want? And the behavioral domain, how the source software or the system is going to act, behave under certain event, under certain act. So these are the requirement model. Then we have the design model. Here the actual coders, the practitioners we call them, they can construct the software. That is, here in this design models, we create the architecture, that is the skeleton of the software, the UI or user interface, and the different components. For example, certain libraries, some codes, commercial off the shelf, something you are going to use. So these are will come in the design models. In modeling, in software development lifecycle, it is the third phase, very important phase. So various people have talked about what you have to do in modeling. So Mr. Ambler and Jeffries, they gave certain modeling principles. Everyone's calling them as a software engineer or software person. There are certain ways, agile process model if you use, what are the modeling principles you have to use. But this is true, these all principles are true for every software development lifecycle, and every software engineer need to know this for modeling. First thing is, the primary goal of the software team is to build software, not create models. You make thousands of models. If you are not building a good software, there is no use of model. Model is just to make a precursor for an actual software. Because these models, if you are making so many models, this will slow down the process. And the actual work of creating the software will not be done. Second is travel light. Don't create more models than you need. The first principle says that. That is, the time you give in making models can otherwise be used for actual coding and testing. Why not to spend more time on coding and testing rather than, say, spending your time in making model. Okay. Because after modeling, construction comes, and construction is the main part of actual making of the software. Because here the operational software will be made. So just make the models which are easier to understand and faster to construct. Strive to produce the simplest model that will describe the problem of the software. So same thing, that is, make the model so easy so that the people who are or practitioners who will understand this model can create this software easily. Because the resultant software on the basis of those model should be easier to integrate and to test and to maintain. Maintain means it's all about change. Then comes build models in a way that makes them responsive to change. In agility, the main point is change. So you made this model, this house. Now your user comes and he says, no, I don't want the parking here. I want the parking on the right side. Now how do you change? So you have to make the model because you are assuming that change is the integral part. If you don't have the proper requirement model is important. You are creating a design model, and that design model may miss certain function and feature, because the requirement is all about making design is all about making a software, a code or testing. So the requirement model has to be made reasonably good. The next one is be able to state an explicit purpose of each model that is created. Now you are creating model, nobody is giving you any teaching that you may need to make 100 model or 200 model. But if you create a model and you can just ask yourself, if this model worth, if you are not able to give justification to your heart because you are experienced, don't spend time on it. Leave it. Adapt the models you develop at the system at hand. What does it mean? See, a video game making, if you are making a video game, the model will be different. But if you are making, say, video game will have entirely different models, because the aspect involved in this software to be made for a video game will be entirely different if you are making an embedded software which has to be installed in an automobile engine. So here you have to adapt the model depending upon what kind of work you are going to do. You cannot just follow the same model every time, the way, or normally we do copy pasting. You cannot do here. Try to build useful models, but forget about building perfect models. We strive normally to make perfect model. It is always good to make the things good, but sometimes just make a model which is good enough for your actual software. So if you are making it endlessly perfect, trying to get it, you will not get agility. Okay, and the time also will get wasted. Don't become dogmatic about the syntax of the model. If it communicates content successfully, representation is secondary. So for example, there are two people in a modeling team. One is following certain notation, the other is following certain other notation. Normally, we would like that every notation should be same. For example, if I'm talking about two people and there is a modeling language, we know it. UML is the de facto factory standard or the industry standard. So the notation, if you follow, it is always good. Everyone should follow the UML or Unified Modeling Language for software engineering work. But sometimes, if a model is giving all the information and is suitable for the construction of the software, sometimes the incorrect notation or syntax or way it is being represented can be forgiven. But the consistent notation is always advisable for modeling. Next is, if your instincts tell you a model isn't right, even though it seems okay on paper, you probably have reason to be concerned. Same thing. You know by experience that something is not correct. If something is not correct, leave it or forget it. Go for something which you find good or worth making a software. Get feedback as soon as you can. See, the model you make, you have to show it. Everyone thinks that I have done a perfect work, good work. But there are people who will judge. Until somebody tells you are good, you are not good. So put your model in front of those reviewers. They will tell you what are the mistakes, What are the misinterpretations? What are the features and functions you have not thought of or accidentally omitted? Because the coding will be made on the basis of this model only. So you cannot leave the important aspects.